How are you? My name is Michelle Connor. I'm your VCS for Living Environment. Today we're going to be looking at a stream ecology virtual lab. For those of you who aren't familiar with the lessons, the first set of slides is for teacher use only. Anything in gray in the first slide is teacher use. You're going to go ahead and delete these off before you give them to the students. The purple banner is always our questions for the day. Pink banner is the objective. The yellow banner is the instructional and model section. Green banner is independent work. Orange is check for understanding, and our blue is our wrap-up. They're usually regions-based questions. Anytime you see a blue box is where the students are going to go ahead and be able to type. And remember, you're going to go ahead and delete off all the teacher slides before you make a copy and give it to your students. Now you'll notice that there are two places you can get to the lab. First is on the first page, and second is built into where the students are actually going to be able to do it. So we're going to look at it that way. Again, the students are going to need their own copies for this. So you want to make sure that you go ahead and allow the students to have their own copy. We're going to go ahead and anything in blue again is a hyperlink. We're going to open our lab worksheet. We're going to open our data sheet. And we're going to open our simulation. Now again, this simulation is super simple and has really great data to look at. But without students knowing what to do, it's really confusing and you won't actually get any information. So if we look at the student worksheet, this goes through the directions. So you want to make sure you go through this with your students and even model it for them. So you'll notice if we go to just the trials, I'll show you how to do it. We're going to be looking at setting our speed, our sampling time, and our pollution. So what's going on is we're going to change a few things and we're going to basically catch different organisms in this river. And then we're going to go ahead and then figure out how many of each organism is going to be present, doing like a little sampling, and then we're going to go ahead and change the pollution. So the first one is pollution speed at 50, which is the middle of the bar. Sampling time is 200, and the pollution is none. So if we go ahead, go to our simulation, speed's at the top, that's already in the middle, you could leave it. Pollution is on severe, so we're going to go ahead and switch it to none. And then finally, we have to change the sampling time to 200. Now, what you're going to do is you want to make sure, this is where I went wrong, I forgot to do this. When you click go, you're going to immediately click the open scene. And what that does is that is the actual net that goes out that catches your organisms. And they're going to start filling up in these little blue boxes. If you don't do that, nothing happens. And that's actually a mistake I made. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to hit go, and then instantly hit this open. Go, open. And you'll notice the net kind of pops up in the middle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let this run. You'll see sampling time at the bottom. We're going to let this run until 200. And as this runs, you're going to notice these boxes are going to start filling up. And you'll see them catching organisms. The numbers are here. Total species, total catched. So there's 6 different species right now, 12 organisms caught altogether. So you'll notice what it does is it compiles them into these little compartments. So it puts all the same organisms together. So we're about halfway there. Now what happens when we get to 200 is the net is just going to go away. And it's not going to catch any more organisms. We'll still see stuff floating around, but what we're going to do is we could actually just pause it just so that stops. Almost there. Now again, you'll notice multiple organisms in each box. They all kind of stay together. And you'll notice once we hit 200, our net's going to disappear. Because we're going to stop sampling. And 200, our net is gone. Now things are still moving. If you want to stop it, Just hit go to stop it. And then we have all this information, we're gonna see what we need. So if we go to the data sheet, we're gonna collect for our trial the number of organisms for each one. So there's a lot of different organisms, total species, total catch. So for instance, you type in 1, 2, 4, and you'd go ahead and just collect it. When you need to reset, you're gonna hit reset. And then our second one, after we do our multiple trials, our second round is going to be moderate pollution. So the same thing, you're gonna hit, it's already at 200, the speed's 50%, so you're just gonna go ahead and change that pollution to moderate, and then remember, go, and throw the net out really quick. And then you go ahead and wait for this to get to 200. And that's it.